Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Entrepreneurial Life TT's third episode of Building a Legacy. We are, again, an online platform that caters to entrepreneurs locally and network building on the digital platform age. We have some good news today. We have hit 10,000 followers, so, congratulations to us. And congratulations to you who've all tuned in to hear our awesome content. We would invite you now to share, to like, share it with your friends, tell them about it, and come and check out some of our articles online. And today we're with Adrian. He's asked me to call him Adrian, not Mr. Adrian Havelock, who is a business consultant and training specialist as a master salesman with over 10 years of sales experience and customer service experience.
Well, thanks, Stefan. I'm glad to be here.
No problem. So, first off, give us a little bit of your story. So, how did you reach the heights you've reached at now?
When I was 19 years old and I had finished A-levels, I started off as an assistant to a sales representative in the insurance industry, which gave me a little insight into what sales was about. And eventually, after a couple of months, I landed a job. My very first big real job was a job as a salesman in BMW.
Locally based?
Locally based.
Okay.
And within 2 years, I was actually one of the top 3 salesmen in the company because I enjoyed the brand. I enjoyed building relationships with all the clients.
Okay.
And I became known as the young BMW man in the company. From that, I eventually started unofficially training some of the newer staff that would come on board about the products and probably how to deal with a customer.
Okay.
And that evolved into training and development. So when I actually stepped out of BMW, I started working with some of these same clients that I worked with in the past.
When did you stop at BMW?
This was about 5 years ago.
Okay.
And when I'm working with these clients, I say, hey, you know what? Let me start working with your staff, teach them how to sell. They say, well, I worked with you when I sold you your BMW. And they say, Adrian, come on board. You're the man. You know how to do it.
Was it more practical or more theoretical?
It's both.
Training?
It's both, but most of it is really practical.
Okay, so that's taking, for example, just you have a product in the room, and you say, well, okay, for example, sell me this product. What would you do? And so is it like that, where the onboarding process is very instant, very dynamic, very in your face? Or?
It is in your face, it is very dynamic, it is very instant, but at the same time, I don't just throw everything on you.
Okay.
I warm you up to it because I want to know what is your level. I want to know how skilled you are, and based on how skilled you are, I'll know if you're really good, if you need a little more assistance. And sometimes in the room while we're training, sometimes you could assist me with other people who may need the help.
Well, that's interesting. We'll come back to that on the skill part, but tell us a little bit more of where you progressed after that.
Well, starting the training and development with companies, from one company evolved into 2 and 3, and my database grew, my clients grew. And sometimes clients will eventually start asking me to help them work on projects that was outside of the sales training realm.
Okay.
And it was more in branding, it was more in marketing, it became working in campaigns with that. So that evolved to that level as a business consultancy side, and that's how my business turned into not just sales training and development, but it's a full marketing campaign type business.
Okay.
But the core is still sales training. Okay. Outside of that, although I had my background in BMW, right, during this time I was also pursuing a career as an official BMW trainer. And
okay, that is so cool. Is that a qualification specifically given from BMW?
Well, it is a qualification specifically given from BMW,
okay.
Which is still a work in progress. However, I can say that I am also the trainer within the Caribbean region for BMW in terms of product and technology. So I train the staff on the new vehicles that come out, so it's also a passion of mine.
Okay.
I believe in entrepreneurship, you need to follow your passions, and my passion was with that brand as well.
Okay.
So I had to pursue it outside.
Particularly with that brand and the technology?
Particularly with that brand.
Because even automobiles also, they do have certain technology, but sometimes you people here talking about the cars with the rims and the speakers and this sort of thing. So was it more of that, or the sophistication of the?
It was that brand. That brand. I had a passion for it ever since I was a kid.
Okay.
So following that passion and being able to work with people the same way I did when I was in sales.
Okay.
In teaching them new technologies that would come from that brand. It excites me. It also excites me when I realize I get people excited about it, which, by the way, is also part of sales. If you can get your customer excited, that's a good thing.
Okay. That's really, really interesting. So you mentioned certain skills before. I just want to go back to that as well, because you mentioned that you want to see what types of skill these people have. How do they sell? How do you judge that? What criteria do you use to see if they have that skill set or that eye for sales?
I look at two things. One, my background and experience in terms of communicating with people, right, and how to get them to respond in a certain way, right? The way in which you can get someone to respond, that's one criteria. The other criteria is just from my experience to know the flow of the conversation. Are you controlling the conversation, or is the customer controlling the conversation? Depending on how much control you have, I know at what level you're at.
All right. So it's a sort of negotiation as well, in a sense?
In a sense, yes.
Okay.
But it's more of controlling the conversation in the direction you want it to go. Although you make the customer feel very empowered in that conversation.
Okay, by showing them benefits and value that you can add to their life.
Eventually we get to that point, but we don't start off with that.
All right. So where do you start off?
Well,
besides, so you just onboard somebody with a conversation, you engage with them, then what?
The most important thing about sales is that, think about this, you're a customer.
Right.
You go into a store and you tend to ask the sales clerk a lot of questions about the product or the service, yeah?
Yeah.
The thing about sales is that if you're the salesman, in order to be a very successful and skillful salesman or saleswoman, you need to be the one asking more of the questions. Okay. You need to find out more about that customer, about their needs, about their background, about what they're into, what they like, what they don't like.
Okay.
Being able to understand by asking that amount of questions really takes you in the direction of knowing how to control that conversation.
Okay. Is confidence in sales or sort of confidence in business in general? Or?
Well, at the end of the day, the confidence comes from fear. Successful entrepreneurs, successful salespeople, we all have fears. But if it is that we're able to push through those fears, take action and do the things, stretch ourselves beyond our comfort zones, we get more confident. So confidence is born out of fear. And if you could overcome that fear, it's easier.
Right, that was a very good comment from Tyrell, one of our followers today. He really wants to know about if that sales confidence is just having confidence in business and knowing what you're about, that sort of thing. So that's a good positive step to tell anybody getting into business, I would say.
Okay. Yeah, Tyrell, good question.
Right. And well, you alluded to doing marketing as well. So I know this is probably one of the biggest questions that in Trinidad we tend to ask ourselves, because we tend to pair marketing and sales and blurring that line.
Right.
So could you differentiate for us what marketing and sales actually are? Are they together? Are they separate? Can you mix them in your callaloo and just put them out there for everybody to taste?
All right. Well, let's go into a training session right now.
All right.
First things first.
I'm the student.
First things first. We tend to see a lot of companies, they want to hire salespeople, and they ask for a background or qualifications in marketing.
Right.
And then they realize that these people, they're not performing, they're not doing too well, and either they leave the company or they have to let them go. And the one thing that you need to understand about marketing and sales is that it's completely different topics. Marketing is what makes the phone ring. Sales is what you do when you answer the phone. Sales is the communication aspect. Marketing is basically attracting and grabbing the attention of the market, your target market, creating that buzz. But from the time you have that interest, we see this communication here, that's sales, that is selling. That is the selling.
Okay, so as a small business owner or as a startup, for example, I have my idea. what am I looking to do first? Am I looking to market, getting my brand, my logo, getting all that sorted out so I can go out in public, or is it about first finding connections with these people and then looking to market more to them?
It depends on your product, your service, or the industry you're in, right? But I believe a combination of the two works well. You need to have relationships, you need to forge new relationships with new people, and most importantly, you need to surround yourself with people who are more successful than you are. So I try to surround myself with a lot of people who are more successful than I am, because I learn about what to do and also what not to do. And it will take me in the direction of having better and bigger results.
And for some reason, maybe not for you, but I know for a few other entrepreneurs, they attempt to find this circle and this network, but they find it very hard because either they don't know where to look, they don't know how to open that conversation. So what is some advice that you would give them as a sales expert coming in, looking to surround yourself with people who can help you develop that?
Right. Well, the first thing is, yes, I'm telling you, surround yourself with more successful people. But if it is that you're passionate about something, you're passionate about pursuing a goal or building that business around the thing that you're passionate about, look for the people who are successful or who have done the things that you want to do first, and surround yourself with them, and not just any and anybody. Because a lot of the times I see a lot of, let's say, networking events, and they say come and network and build relationships and so on. But you tend to find all these people who want to forge relationships are those people who go to these events, and it's not necessarily the people you want to meet all the time. So the best approach might be is use the present connections that you have, your relationships, the friends, the co-workers or the business owners that you know. These people surround themselves with other successful people, and if you are around them more often, you build your relationships with these other people, and that's how your network grows as well.
Okay. So with that network and with the ability to go out, they'll be able to learn new strategies or new things from other people.
Yeah.
In your experience, has there been a particular strategy that has helped you first off network with the right people, and then also be able to build your sales or a sales strategy, learning from that?
It's all about knowing how to do proper research, right? If you know how to do the research into what it is that you want to do, you will end up finding the people who have done it before or who are presently doing it at this moment. And you can connect with them either through social media or these events and build the relationships with them. Or if they know someone, you try to put yourself in these forums, stretch yourself, do the things, take actions. You'll get noticed as well. Sometimes you never know. These people come to you because they take notice of what you're doing.
Well, that is interesting, because yes, we definitely are trying to do that here at Entrepreneurial Life. And we find that there's a lot of business people that are actually searching and are looking online, and they come to us and they ask us these questions about, okay, when are you having this next event? And they want that yearning to come in and be, how would we put it, get some mentorship, some advice and whatnot, right? But in search, especially here, it seems, if you're in the United States, for example, you go online, you can go because it's very vast, they have the capabilities. Here, is it about just putting your foot on the ground, on the pavement, and just pushing like that?
With Trinidad and Tobago, I'd say we have a particular type of culture.
Right.
And our culture, it's face to face.
Yeah.
We like dealing with people face to face. Because that's the best way I see businesses grow. That's the best way I see sales grow. That face-to-face interaction.
Is it a question of trust? Or?
It is also a question of trust. Trust, relationships, and authenticity.
Okay.
Because if it is that you have that face-to-face relationship, and the customer asks you a question, and you don't know how to answer that question, that authenticity comes in when you tell the customer the truth. I don't know. And people respect that, and they look up to you for that. But from the moment you lie, that's not going to happen.
And then they find out that you lie, which they will find out.
What word goes around in Trinidad, the news spread fast.
Well, that is the thing as well, because you have certain people that try to give you the hard sell. So what would you say to that? Because especially in this generation, find that a lot of people don't like to be sold. So coming from maybe, you can tell me better, in the past the hard sell worked generations ago, maybe 10 years ago, and what has it changed, the trend now that you see sales with the generation that's upcoming?
Alright, here's the history lesson. Now this is a history lesson I learned from international speaker and author Daniel Pink.
Okay.
He put it simply, he put it nicely, and I learned that strategy, and this is what I share with everybody. Daniel Pink said, there was a time in the industrialization age, back in the 50s and so on, when people would have gone door to door, like vacuum salesmen.
I feel like they still do.
They sometimes still do. And they would knock on your door. And, usually it would be housewives or so. And they would try to sell them on this new product, new technology, and what it could do, give a demonstration. And eventually they would buy the product.
Yeah.
But the product would have been of substandard quality, and they would have felt really angry for having spent that money. So they would have experienced something called buyer's remorse. Now, at that time, the salesman had all the knowledge, not the customer. So because of that nowadays, when you hear someone, a salesman is coming to meet you, you're already thinking, it's coming to sell me something. But the thing is, the world has changed. We live now in the information age, not the industrialization age. So the information age, when you go to buy something, what's the first thing you do when you go to buy, or you're thinking of buying something?
You Google it.
You Google it. And because you Google it, you have the information.
Right.
When you have that information in hand, and you go to a salesman now, you're basically testing that salesman to see if he's authentic. Right? And from the time he's not authentic, you know this guy's bullshitting me. And that is the one thing that is very important when it comes to how it has changed. Nowadays, you have to be real, you have to be honest, you have to be upfront, because the customer has the knowledge and they have that power because of the internet.
And so for that, in essence, what you're saying is that the salesman has to actually be an expert on his product.
He has to be an
to
expert.
communicate it in a way that we both understand what this is about, but I may just give you a few more benefits that you may not heard of. Is it something like that as well? Or?
It is something like that, but sometimes the salesman has less knowledge than the consumer.
Right.
The customer sometimes has more knowledge than you. So it's not necessarily about the benefits of the product, but it's of value.
Yes.
People spend money if they know they're getting value for money. You make a purchase based on your emotion, because if you feel good with letting go of your money, then that's an emotional response.
Right.
And the job of the salesman is to give value and give the customer that emotional, that feeling, good feeling,
Yes.
with parting with their money. And that's really the job of the salesman today.
But do salesmen now go online and use Facebook and use social media to sell their products?
They do. It's a form of marketing, getting their brand or their name out there. It is. But depending on your product or your service, you need the right social media platform, because not everybody, let's say, needs Facebook to market their products and services.
Because obviously from going that door to door with the millennials now, information age, it's also easier to find customers, I would assume.
Finding customers, yes.
Right.
It is easier to find and reach out to customers, yes, compared to door to door.
How would you say social media then has changed the game for you? In your experience?
Social media has changed the game significantly, because if it is you have a good product or service, but your backup service may not be as reliable, social media has changed the game in terms of people can easily go online and get customer reviews. And get actual testimonials about your performance or how your product or service works. And that has significantly changed the game for us. We have to perform better. We have to go the extra mile to give the customers what they need.
Okay. That is actually quite interesting. Well, I mean, in that whole sense, would you say there's one social media platform that works better than another for you in a certain sense?
For me, my main clients is the corporate sector. I work with companies mainly, almost all the time I work with companies. And the one social media platform that works better for me would be LinkedIn, not Facebook. My target market may be on Facebook, but to reach that target market is not through Facebook. I realize that LinkedIn is the better platform, because that's where the professionals are. And my target market is professionals.
Okay. Speaking of that, If you would like to ask your own questions on Entrepreneur Life or segment, you can go, there's a comment form underneath, or a comment box underneath. You can send us your comments, your feedback, and just ask whatever you like that Adrian is able to answer, as this is sales, and you would like to pick up some extra tips, feel free. Right? So, with that, we're talking about value, right? And so you added that even searching for your customers on LinkedIn and being able to show them that value. Do we in Trinidad do enough of that as a small business, as a company?
I would say yes and no. It depends on the individual or the company or the person that's doing it. Some people do it, yes. Right? Some people don't do it, but it works for them.
Okay.
And then some people need to do it. So it's a matter of really showing people that you can bring value to the table before they even meet you. I think if everybody does that, business would perform much faster and perform better locally.
Would you also say that, well, with that performance and with that sort of mindset, they will be able to, have a bigger impact on not just their own company, but the community as a whole?
I think so. It would empower people, because if people see you doing something, it's either two things that's going to happen. They envy you, or they are inspired by you. Alright? And it's a matter of their mindset as well. And if it is that you can inspire more people to take action or stretch themselves and go beyond, then you're doing something good and you don't even know it.
Yeah. Well, and even with that, there's some companies, obviously, as a small business, we have this reputation or this idea that we don't want to pick up the phone and actually sometimes cold call and talk to customers on the phone and do this. As you mentioned, it's a very face-to-face, but if that is not able to happen, for telesales, for example, companies sometimes do it. Is there a different sort of mindset that you need to do that? Is it the same sort of structure? How do you approach a customer?
With cold calling and telesales, it's really a very fine line. Personally, I don't like to cold call because I realize that if someone calls me over the phone and they try to sell me something, I already have my screen up. I don't want to buy from you. I've never seen your face. I've never met you before. Why would I want to spend money with you? And in Trinidad, because we have that face-to-face culture, we like to meet people, we like to have a drink and
shake hands.
Shake hands. It works. It's more effective. Now, a lot of people say cold calling works. I believe cold calling works if it is that you went to visit a client, and on leaving that client, there's a potential client 2 streets down, and you call and say, hey, I just happen to be in the area and I want to pass in and just chat with the owner for a few minutes. You think it might work much more in that sense, but to pick up the phone and try to sell over the phone,
so it depends on the technique.
It depends on the technique.
How you are able to use it.
Yes.
This is all part of what you teach in your consultancy and whatnot.
Of course. I have a lot of people who've gone through my training in companies, outside of companies. They've taken part in my sessions, and not to brag, but they say it's good. So I'm going based on what they say. If they say it's good, then it has to be good.
Yeah. You certainly do have a reputation, obviously.
Apparently, I have a reputation. I wonder what that reputation is.
That's a good reputation. It's a good reputation. 10 years experience and you're still, smiling. First off, that's a good sign. Well, especially for the entrepreneurs now, I think sales is, everybody says, oh, you have to be able to sell, But we all have certain strengths and we all have certain weaknesses. Now, for some, selling may be the most beautiful thing in the world, others it's, a trip down, that rough lane, that nightmare street that you just really can't get out of. How do you sort of overcome that weakness if you have a weakness for selling?
If it is that your weak area as an entrepreneur is selling, get trained. When I was 19 and I started working at BMW, I had no experience in selling. I was mostly an introvert. I was afraid to reach out to people and talk to them or walk up to somebody and say, hey, need some assistance? Those kind of... I went and I got my sales training. And I sat down in that training and I took and absorbed all that information, and I immediately went and I started applying it. And by applying it, I started seeing results. The hardest part to do now, a lot of people go into trainings and they come out of the training, they take the notes and they put it on the shelf.
And they fail to apply.
And they fail to apply. Applying it is where you see results. Taking action is the most important part.
But then you see sometimes that, okay, some people, a lot of people, I would say even just humanity in general, is sometimes driven by fear. That's what it makes sense. So maybe for an entrepreneur, maybe wanting to come and take a class, sit down among their peers who have the same sort of concern, and then when they go out on their own, it's like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing, so why take the risk?
It will always be like that for the entrepreneur.
Right.
He will always find, every week, every day, he or she would find themselves in a moment like that. The key to success in entrepreneurship and in sales overall is being able to push through with the fear and still take action and get the results. When you see the results is going to change your belief, because your brain is going to say, hey, you're going to do this after all. So the next time you have to approach the same situation, you approach it with more confidence, and so on and so on and so on for different situations. So the thing is, you need fear. Entrepreneurs need fear to drive them forward. Not if you allow fear to consume you, then you just stay in this one spot and you wouldn't move, and everybody's going to pass you by. But if you take the fear and just take action, you take your mind off of what you're afraid of and you focus on what you're doing, and then you get the shit done, and that's it. You see results.
So it's like it's basically fail fast and
fail forward, fail fast.
Fail forward, fail fast. Well, do you have any recommendations for rebuilding trust when a customer actually is experiencing certain dishonesties from a company? Because I know we talked about that before with trust and how authenticity. So do you have any recommendations? Joseph just asked a question about that, so he's very concerned. He said, so bear in mind that the company is represented by a salesperson as well. So,
Joseph, good question. I was in that position many times. When you find yourself in a position where the company made a mistake and you have to deal with the customer, although the mistake was not yours, and you know that the mistake was genuinely the company's, you represent the company. Admit and apologize to the customer and say, you know what, mistakes happen. These things happen, but let me see how best I can help you get through this situation. I'll give you an example. When I was back in BMW, a client of mine was the managing director of one of the largest banks in Trinidad Tobago. And I had sold him a car about 2 years prior. And one day I was in the office and the office line rang and they were asking for me. It was his staff. He told his staff, call Adrian. I don't know why you guys did not call Adrian before. Because what had happened is that his car got damaged. It went to our body shop, of which I was unaware of, and he was getting a runaround at the time because he could not get a final information on when it would be ready, how long it would take, those kinds of things. What is the progress? And the mere fact that he had to buff his staff basically to call me so that I could get the job done, showed that he had his trust in me. And I did it. I wasn't getting anything for this, but I knew that I had to put his mind at ease. I called around, I got the relevant information, I called him back and via email, I gave him all his updates, and he was glad for it. Not only was he glad for it, a couple months later, he did business with me again. So although the fault was not my fault, I still took responsibility on behalf of the company and did what it takes to make him happy again, get the information that he needed, do all the runarounds and get back to him. And that's why he always say, call Adrian. If you need anything, call Adrian. Don't call the boss, call Adrian. So the reputation that I had, I still have clients up to this day, after years of leaving the company, they still call me for advice. And I give them the advice. So I use my experience, but at the same time, you have to be genuinely interested in the customer. Don't look at a problem as a problem. Look at the problem as an opportunity to do something real good, because it will pay off later down the road. Don't think about what's going on right now. Think about where you want to be later down the road and do everything it takes to get there.
See, this is why people are calling you. Kendall Lewis came out, he's like, you are the sales boss. You are the sales boss. You say your reputation is,
I try my best. I always try to stretch myself a little bit more.
Well, I mean, that is something that you really did well there. And that, even that story just says that you were willing to take action. So I think that is one of the important things. Tammy C mentioned it. She's like, taking action is the most important part. Would you say that is the most? Would you say it's up there, the top 5? You don't need to rank it, but how important is taking action again?
It isn't the top 5.
Yeah.
It isn't, I'd say probably the top 2. Because first of all, you need to believe in yourself. You need to have faith and you need to believe in yourself. Second of all, you need to take action. Because you can have all the faith in the world, the belief in yourself, and you can sit down and say, okay, it's going to happen. But nothing happens. If you're not doing anything, then nothing is going to happen. You need to take action.
And I think it's that drive. I mean, that's something that's synonymous with entrepreneurship globally. Is that drive to really, as you mentioned, push through that fear and get things done in that sort of aspect. So, and it's really about that customer engagement. So even for a new entrepreneur, like looking to engage their customer in a new product, I want to become an entrepreneur. I really am passionate about this thing. What's one of the first things that I need to know going into it? Is it something that has to deal directly with sales? Is it just a mindset? Like, what would you say is one thing an entrepreneur would need to know coming into their project?
Don't go into a project because it's a project and it's a good idea and it looks like it'll make a lot of money. You'll bust. Go into the project knowing that this is something that you enjoy doing and you are actually really passionate about. And eventually you will devise and come up with different ways in which to monetize it and make it successful. So first of all, you need to know to yourself, do I enjoy doing this? Because if it is that you could get up every day and not feel like if you're going to work and you feel happy about it, then it is you're on the right track. But if it is that from the moment you get up in the morning you feel like, oh God, I had to face these customers, then you're not doing something that's passionate. And I believe that in order to be a successful entrepreneur, you have to do whatever it is that you're passionate about. Just focus in that direction and everything will come to you. Just be confident and have faith in yourself with that.
Well said, well put. Well, I mean, even for you, one of the interesting things now is that, okay, so you've done it. You were able to spout off all this advice and all this, I'd call it guru-ness.
Guru-ness. New word, guru-ness. Let's Google that, right?
Guru-ness. What is next for you in terms of, you and what you want to do with, your expertise and your...
I want to continue learning more. I don't want to stop learning how to do things in a new way. I love working on new projects and being creative and making things happen. So if it is that I could learn more in the process, I think it would help me grow. I'm also writing my first book.
Okay.
So that's been happening for a while now. I've been writing it a long while now, but I'm making progress, So I'm trying everything that I can do to stretch myself.
Okay. Even in this environment?
What environment? In a nice room with air conditioning. It's a mindset. Environment is a mindset.
Mikel Lezama wants to know what is the most surprising thing that surprises you today in the environment, in the business environment, and especially now if you're looking forward. What are the surprises, challenges that you believe people face, not just yourself?
People worry too much. They overthink a lot of things and they worry themselves so much to the point where they paralyze themselves, saying, oh, the economy is so bad, and so yes, we're going through probably a little rough patch, but at the end of the day, what are you going to focus on, the rough patch or where you're going? If you focus on your rough patch, you'll be in a rough patch. If you focus on where you're going, you'll get out of your rough patch. So a lot of the time people worry a little too much and they paralyze themselves, and I think that is one of the major challenges that we face. Personally for me, because I try to focus on where I'm going, no matter what rough patches that may be, come before me, my business is growing every day. So it really works to be positive.
So you say it's more rather than just a business environment externally, so what you create for yourself internally to push yourself forward.
Yes.
Because it's not just, okay, one day it rains, one day the sun is shining. That is just basically how the world works. It's just how your perception of it.
From the moment you wake up in the morning and you open your eyes, the first thing you should tell yourself, today is going to be a good day, Stefan. A good day. And it will be better than if you wake up on your wrong side of the bed.
Okay. That's that sense of positive thinking. Well, we have another question coming in. Joseph asks, should training sessions be geared to include spouses, as family life drives the income earner's motivation? So a lot of people are motivated by different things. And for some, their family is what drives them. Would you say that having that training and that togetherness with your spouse to push forward is a beneficial thing?
It is beneficial. I mean, I have my wife and she supports me all the way, and I believe that pushes me forward as well. If you don't have the support, you need to work together if it is that you plan on working together. So working as a family unit, if it is that you want to build a business, let's say as a family business, it really takes you to the next level, right? Because you could bounce ideas off each other. This good, that I good, waiting boys. And it works.
Would you say, and so let me be the devil's advocate in this, would you say that it's also harder to take a risk when you have that family and when you have that other person, that you have people to take care of in a sense?
It is harder to make the decision to take the risk. It is not harder to take the risk.
Right.
Making the decision is the hardest part. And if you could make the decision and you have the support, then it will work out. No matter what happens, it will work out as long as you know that it's going to work out. But taking the risk itself is not as hard as the decision to take the risk.
And well, especially now, Trinidad Tobago, media, everybody says it's a recessionary period. Taking risk is one of those things that people sort of stall at. Sean S wants to know, how can you actually boost and even maintain sales during the recession period?
How to boost and maintain sales during the recession period? Just keep pushing forward, right? You have to be able to know exactly what is your ideal customer in the target market, right? Because if it is that you want to sell an item, do you want to approach 10 different people, or you want to approach the 5 people who probably have more of a chance of purchasing that product from you? So you have to do better research and target more effectively to be able to push through the recession period that we're in right now to sell your products. Because approaching you, approaching this person, approaching that person, and getting the rejections, it takes a toll on somebody. But if I do some research and I realize I don't need to approach you, I just need to approach that person over there, then I go to that person and the chances of me seeing success might be higher because I'm more focused on exactly where I will go to get the quality client.
Well, that's an interesting question because, I'm just going to explain a situation that I have. Because I see it many times where you're driving along and you pass businesses that, they may be specialists in a certain area, but then they start selling other things on the side. So it seems as though, is it that, what is the sort of underlying factor of them moving out of their realm of expertise and going to another? Because it seems like there's not many people or businesses that are so concerned in mastery of one specific thing, whether they be mastering this particular service that they're really good at, or building this awesome product that they know, this is where we are, this is our product. Because you see a lot of people spreading out their wings and trying to sell everything to Tom, Dick, and Harry.
To answer that question, I'd say it all depends on the industry, the type of business you have, the target market, your location. Many different factors come into play. Now, a lot of people, you see them diversifying in terms of their product range, in terms of their services, because if one fails, you have the other one to help build the business. Successful entrepreneurs, although they're laser focused on getting one thing done, or focusing on that passion, an entrepreneur is someone who really has different sources of income. I mean, my good friend Roger Moore, he has this class called the Cash Flow Club of Trinidad Tobago, and I believe it's a good direction in which entrepreneurs should look at in terms of trying to diversify your sources of income. And entrepreneurs, people with businesses, they do that. So different ranges of products would bring in different sources of income for them.
But then even that in itself, some people are so adamant on getting this, getting to, sell to and everybody. Even if, for example, Cash Flow Club, we're familiar with that, teaches you about some real estate and stocks, this sort of thing. But we don't really have that sort of market here in the same sense. So especially locally, especially as a salesperson going out to, let's say, get that income, is it that they rush the sale? Is it that they, take it too long so they don't really feel satisfied at the end? The customer doesn't feel satisfied at the end.
It's all up to the salesperson. I mean, I can't answer on behalf of these people, right? Because different salespeople would have different mindsets, and different techniques, and different reasons for doing the things that they do.
Okay, so when would you say is the best time to close a sale?
Best time to close a sale, beat the iron while it's hot, right? If you have that customer excited and passionate about what it is that you have to offer, and you build a desire so much so that they believe they cannot do without it, that's the time to close the sale. But you need to recognize, look for the non-verbal cues and so on, to be able to recognize, this is when I need to go in for a close. And going in for a close does not necessarily mean you're directly asking for the money. Right. There are many different ways in which to subtly close the sale and get that agreement, get that handshake going.
Well, that was a very good question by Sebastian J. I do appreciate that, because then obviously that is something that patience, I feel, is something that also for entrepreneurs, I mean, I suffer from it sometimes, is that you get this project started because of the adrenaline, as you mentioned. You try to beat the iron while it's hot, and then sometimes it doesn't happen that way.
No.
So, it's just one of those things that going forward, we like to take these sort of lessons and your expertise and really sort of filter them to the community so they can actually learn. And
I hope I can learn from it as well.
Well, I mean, that would be fantastic. And especially if you can guide us in the best networking spheres and the ways to go about networking to do some real value and to add some real value, that would be fantastic.
Okay.
Well, that will be the end of our interview today. I hope you enjoyed Mr. Adrian sharing all of his expertise on sales, his guru-ness, as we would call it. So, and we definitely have seen some value from what you have and what you've experienced over the last 10 plus years of your life. And so, should we thank BMW or
thank my experience? I don't know. I guess whatever it may be. Thank you for having me here.
It was a pleasure, and hopefully we can do this again.
Definitely.
Right.
I look forward to chatting with you guys.
Alright, thank you very much. If you have any further questions for Adrian, you can fill out one of our comment forms. You can drop a line again underneath the video and we'll try to pass it along to him.
Message them and I'll see if I can get onto you.
There we go. So you all have a good night and rest up and start practicing those sales techniques for tomorrow.